Welcome in, Scorpio, to your urgent reading, January 2024. An urgent reading is extra divination that Spirit has decided to give to your sign, something that'll vastly improve a lot of Scorpios in the month of January. An urgent reading is meant to work in conjunction with your general monthly reading for Scorpio, which will autoplay at the end of this video in case you haven't seen that yet, just to give you the most information possible. Now let's get started with your reading today, your urgent reading, and Spirit has chosen to give you a health scrub. So a health scrub is going over your physical body regions, physical health only. 1 through 7 are the numbers in the body regions that we're going to address here. And also, Health Scrub is available as a personal audio product on scottsagent.com in case that's something that interests you here today, something that you want more information on for just yourself instead of all of your Scorpio friends. That is available on the website as well. Let's get started, guys, with your Health Scrub. I'm going to start at the bottom here, number 7. We're going to go up instead of go down. So number 7 here, this is the base of the spine. This can also represent your extremities, your arms, your legs, your hands, your fingers, toes, feet, that whole bit. What comes in, though, that they want to talk about is inaction with work. I think they're just saying inaction with social here because the next card is social. So what does that mean? Well, for some of you, you're just having too much fun. Going out and having too much fun, your vices. And what they're saying here is the inaction. I think it has less to do with work, unless they're talking about going out with work friends here. But I think they're talking about just inaction in general with the stuff that holds you down, the vices, the stuff you go out and do for fun. Okay, like that's like drinking and smoking for most people, stuff like that, recreational stuff. And that's really what they're talking about. So obviously there's a lot of Scorpios who can benefit from just cutting back on that. Doesn't mean you have to cut it out completely, but hey, you might want to reel it back a little bit here in January. At least for some of you Scorpios, that's what's coming up. Moving up from there, guys, we hit number 6. Now here in number 6, this is kind of the lower digestion tract, the lower stomach area. It's more digestion than anything else. Your purification organs come up next. But for right now, we mostly just kind of follow intestinal stuff, intestinal tract. I guess for some people, this can move into sexual reproductive too, but in the messaging they gave me, I think that they're not talking about that. They're talking about action here, but it needs to be slow rolled. So getting the key context to what they're trying to tell you there is huge, but it's coming in pretty good from my view of the table. It looks like action is being done here, and we have movement. I guess, movement in this area is very key for bowel movements and everything else. Digestion, you don't want that to stack up. So that's what they show here. But so any changes that happen down here need to be slow rolled. Okay, so I don't know what you could possibly do, even if maybe some of you have strained a muscle in this region, a hernia type of deal. The advice would be to just play it slow. And anything else there, it's kind of the same way. We have action, but we have slow action at the same time. Moving up from there, guys, now we get into number 5. Number 5 is your detoxification organs, and this is coming in as bad credit. It's like a lot of you guys have, run your liver rampant here, been hard on it for some years. Maybe it was just a long time ago, but who's to say? But wear and tear is coming up here for this area. So a nice little cleanse could be possible, could be very huge for detoxification of your organs. And they also brought that up at the very beginning of your spread as well, about how, your vices can control you, and inaction there can help here. So you can see the kind of the sling back and forth. So there we go. We have bad credit coming up there. So that's something that you paid into badly before, and something that you can definitely address in January. Moving up from there, guys, now we hit into the heart and lungs and breasts and back for some people. They bring in messaging through the air. Basically, they're letting you know that through an email or through a text message or something like that is going to cause grief here. Going to cause grief. Now, that is one version of this definition. In a general reading, I try to give it to you all. But so the version I think that what they're trying to tell us here is not a message through the air, but just that they're trying to get you to get the message here. That something in this area is causing you unsettled or needs analysis, maybe needs looking at, something like that. So that would be something that you're aware of. If you got a pain, in your breast, or you would know if your heart feels a little fluttery, or you would know if you're having wheezing and having a hard time breathing certain times, certain times of the week or something like that, or in the morning, that kind of deal. So they're saying here is to get the message. So if you have something like that going on, January is the perfect time to get it checked out. That's all. And it probably checks out very good because you're catching anything that's coming up here very, very early, which is key to treating almost everything. As we move up from here, guys, now we get into the throat area. This can also go into dental, glandular stuff, also, neck vertebrae and stuff like that, bone health. They actually wanted to talk about another person here, Scorpio, so they're not talking about you. In fact, they're talking about a woman here. Even if you are a woman viewing this reading, they're not talking about you. They're talking about a woman close to you who has something going on here, dental, neck region, basically cutting off right here, esophagus up. And you know what? I'm not sure what this is, but they show she's upside down about it, and she's not taking action about it. So maybe letting something go here. This needs to be addressed. Maybe you can help get them to, go to the dentist and go get this checked out before it turns into a big deal. Or go, see what that swollen thing is in her neck. Go talk to the doctor about it, right? So something like that. Of course, that's going to be much less of my audience, but it's still coming up in a general. I have to do my due diligence and give it to you all. So that's what's coming up for that region, just for certain women here. And like I said, not you, just women attached to you, which means yours is fine. When we move up to number 2 here, number 2 is probably your best one. And number 2 is your head. Your head health is wonderful in January. It's coming in good. In fact, they're saying for some of you to use your head to get to work corner deal. So a lot of new stuff can happen in that way for Scorpios, work endeavors and stuff like that by you being smart. And they're saying your head's in great shape. So that's a good way to start the year. And then let's wrap up with your number 1 here, the very tippity top, which of course is the top of your head. There's not much there. So in a physical reading, a physical health scrub, what they're talking about here is something that is all over your body, something that runs through everywhere, something like hair, blood, bones, muscles, circulation type of deals. So something with this here that they show a group. They show group energy here. So I think what they're trying to tell us here is that this is something that maybe runs in your family. If anything that I just mentioned that's all over your body runs in your family and it's not designated to a certain region, this is something here that they're bringing up, but they're letting you know that you're safe. So they're basically letting you know it's checking out okay right now. Doesn't mean that you should not continue to keep on it and keep getting things checked out, but they say you are safe. So it says, Archangel Michael coming in, I am protecting you against the lower energies and guarding you, your loved ones, and home. So basically they're saying this area is checking out good. This area that you are concerned about with the group, whether it be bones or circulation, something about the blood, white blood cells, T cells, I don't know, all these things, right? So something that is all over you is actually coming in very good for January. So stay on it. Let's keep it good, guys. The main problem areas, I don't even know if they're problem areas, but that they want you to pay attention to are definitely the detoxification organs and, of course, our very base of the spine here, which is talking about inaction with vices and less about that region, I believe. Unless, of course, they're talking about the appendages like holding a beer. Okay, that kind of deal. So you can see the benefits of the health scrub, and now it is up to you to put it into play for January. We've given you as much pieces as we can for your urgent reading. Hope you guys have an excellent and a healthy January. I know you will.
So I guess the fortune teller's right.